My name is Melinda Kramer, and I'm the founder and co-director of Women's Earth Alliance.
And my name is Amira Diamond, and I co-direct Women's Earth Alliance.
And I just want to say that the last 5 years have felt like a series of miracles, and I'm just tremendously grateful. And to see so many people who have been with us on this journey, thank you so much for being a part of this story, and your fingerprints are all over it. And for those of you who are new, you're not going to want to go anywhere. You're with us for life. I'm going to speak for a few minutes about Women's Earth Alliance and our theory of change. And the why we do what we do shouldn't be hard to explain, because everyone in this room is well aware of the issues that we're dealing with. You know that we're living in a world with massive disparities of wealth, of privilege, of access, that half the globe is living on less than $2.50 a day, that there are over 3 billion people who are struggling to access basic resources like water, food, and land. But I want to go deeper. I want to ask you to imagine what it would be like to be forcibly removed from your home, from your traditional homeland, where your parents and your grandparents lived, to be replaced by a toxic coal-burning power plant. Or can you imagine waking up to massive flooding in your community and discovering that your 6-year-old child has been washed away by a raging river? Or can you imagine being 10 years old and preparing for your day, not to go to school, but to take a 10-mile trek alone and carry 40 pounds of water back home on your head? These are the true stories of our colleagues, our Native American partners who are being displaced from their traditional homelands to make way for toxic industry, or women Indian farmers who are witnessing climate crises tear apart their farms, their livelihoods, their families, or our African colleagues who know all too well the cost of water scarcity, the personal and the communal costs. These are the kinds of stories that are happening thousands of times over around the world. And of course, these kinds of challenges don't just impact communities. They don't just impact individuals, they impact communities. And when communities are dealing with lack of access to water, to land, to food, it's very difficult for them to focus on the things they want to focus on: education, preserving their languages and their cultures, economic stability. Communities lose their power. 5 years ago, 30 women from around the world who were living and working in communities like these came together because in the midst of these crises, we saw something else happening. We saw leaders and community-based organizations with solutions and a vision for another way. And when we looked at the heart of these communities, time and time again, you can imagine what we saw, who we saw: women holding it down, caring for their families, tending to the sick, teaching the children, fetching the water, harvesting the food, launching campaigns, building coalitions. With dignity, with long-term thinking, and with intricate networks surrounding them, these women represented hope. And yet many were doing this work marginalized. Their voices weren't being heard. They were struggling to access training, resources, support. And so our group came together, Women's Earth Alliance, 30 women from around the world, to uplift and support the critical role that we knew that women were playing to repair our earth and to protect our future. And so today, Women's Earth Alliance, our approach is based on an investment in women. And I'm talking beyond a financial investment, a holistic investment in the long-term success and the leadership of women. Women's Earth Alliance works with community-based organizations we invest in long-term training programs for women on issues of water, food, and land that incorporate local knowledge on issues of including appropriate technology, leadership, and economic development. We invest in legal and policy advocacy support for women's frontline campaigns as they work to protect their natural resources and their human rights. And we invest financially in the form of seed grants to women and their organizations so that they can teach and train many more and multiply their impact. This is different than investing in, say, a well that might fail and leave a community with neither water nor self-reliance, or a one-time loan that might leave a woman with no options and in debt. And on the subject of investment, the social return on investment here is tremendous. When women have access to tools, resources, allies, studies show improvements in education, reductions in disease and death, political stability, food security, cultural preservation, less violence against women. I could go on and on. And so this is why we are excited, because we believe that women are unlocking a sustainable and abundant future, and that we have a simple and effective way to ensure that they have the keys to do so.